Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of GSPN. You're joined today by, of course, Darth Jafar, followed by
the Sieteuno.
And Falcon.
We didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that at all?
No, I didn't hear shit.
But I read it.
Yeah.
And then we got a special guest today. I guess we've gone with the name Biggie D. That's
Biggie D.
Unless you want to go with Sieteuno, that's a good one. Since we're brothers,
I'll go with Biggie D.
Yeah, I figured you would go with your own.
Yeah.
We're brothers, but we're not gonna be brotherly. We're gonna be competitive in everything we do.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for being on, guys.
No, we're glad to have you. I'm glad to actually fight with you in public about this now.
At least it won't get physical. Thank God.
Yeah, we're.
I don't know. I'm bet one of y'all's gonna get off screen and we're gonna hear someone's truck starting. Like you're driving over.
Oh, dude,
that might just happen.
Speaking about my truck, dude. I was so right before we got started here. Like I was out of beer. And, well, I mean, when I say out of beer, like I was out of good beer, because I have a whole beer full of Michelob from what were we calling it, broccoli, right? From Broccoli's party. Cilantro. There it goes. Cilantro. Biggie is Falcon's wife.
Oh, okay.
Because we're not using real names. So,
right.
So I went to go to the store to go get some, and dude. When I got out of my truck, went to go get the beer, and of course, like, we're in quarantine, so everybody, like, it's taking forever. And then I go and I'm leaving, and my truck doesn't start. And I'm like, what the like, I got stuck there, like, I got my hands full of, like, corrosion or whatever, trying to get it, trying to start it, dude. Like, I was fucking freaking out. I don't know. It was whatever. I was pissed. Like, I was really pissed when I got up here, and I was, like, trying to figure out how to do all this again.
Great story.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Ooh, what were you laughing at, dude? The subtitles?
Yeah.
I just saw you lose your shit.
When Sieteuno was talking and he was explaining who cilantro was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but on the subtitles it said, "A Biggie is a Falcon's wife."
That could actually start a fight, guys. Stop it.
Really, Cerberus?
That was good.
But,
all right.
I missed the whole story, though.
So,
apparently it wasn't a good story.
it was about a truck.
It was about a truck.
That's all you needed.
And I was stuck on the west side.
Your corrosion.
Please, I don't want to hear it. I've heard it like 3 times already.
Oh, yeah. I did tell Biggie all those, that story, like, multiple times already. But, yeah, I mean, we just wanted to... I guess we want to do a recording just because, you know, everyone's stuck at home. So, might as well maybe...
This is special edition. Quarantine edition.
Yeah, this is our chance, guys. This is where we're going to spread our
Legs
and get people to listen. Because they
let them in.
Another term besides spread, please, during this time.
Spread. We're gonna spread. We're gonna be so big. It's gonna be a pandemic.
Yeah, man. Ooh. Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
That's good.
Yeah. But so yeah, I mean, we got a few things that we're gonna talk about today. Probably, for sure, the reason Big is here is because he does want to talk about sports. That is his.
That's what I do.
That is.
I
his
mean,
thing.
It also wouldn't be GSPN without sports.
Yeah, we gotta talk about sports. That's our bread and butter. That's the whole reason we kind of started this whole thing. Next to our nerd stuff. But yeah, well, let's dive into some of the sports talk. What about since Biggie's our special guest here, where do you want to start off at? Do you want to talk basketball?
Hey guys, it's your show. I'm just here to add in whatever y'all need me to add in on. I'll give you my peace of mind.
Well, I do want to. I mean, let's talk about.
So you already have something in mind?
Oh, I have a ton of stuff in mind because I'm about to fight with you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm gonna just slip in my little stuff to talk about what I want to fight with you about, and then we'll go in from there. But
I know.
But let's talk about the sport. Let's talk about the Spurs, man. Let's talk about. Well, actually, before we get into that, we should talk about Kobe. This is the first time we've actually had to actually talk about him. So it was, man, that was some crazy stuff. Like, I saw it on Facebook right when that first report happened, and like some of my friends were posting, some of my HB friends. And
wow, I called you.
Yeah, well, that was like right. No, I called you.
Oh,
okay.
I called you and I asked you. I was like, "Hey, did you hear about it?" But but yeah, man, dude, that was like a legit shock. Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like I think I was just trying to clean my house that day, and like I completely stopped everything that I was doing because of the news, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, that was the craziest thing I'd ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Kobe was one of the best players ever. Couldn't believe that his daughter was with him. That really hit hard. That hit home close to me because I too have children, and to lose a child like that, that's just wow. That took me by. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was devastating.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, what's crazy, because now, after we're seeing all the stuff, she was actually a badass basketball player. Like, I would have actually watched a lot of her sports. Like, if she played for the WNBA, I would have fucking watched that shit. Fucking Kobe Bryant.
Mamba's daughter.
Yeah, dude, the Mama's daughter playing, man. Like, dude, that probably would have been insane. I would have.
That'd been crazy. She played for the Sparks too.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
They probably would have drafted her.
That would have been the first fucking tampering thing in the WNBA ever. It would make news.
Oh, you knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Nah, but man, yeah, it sucked. Like I because I used to coach girls basketball, so I I do follow women's basketball a lot just because I like to kind of keep up with it. If I do ever go coaching again, I do want to kind of keep up with that side of it. And of course, I have a niece that hopefully will one day want to play basketball. So I like to keep up with it and talk to her about it. So it sucked, it really sucked that happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where were you, Lou? Falcon Lou?
I was here at my house, but I remember 10 minutes before I heard about it, I had just showed Cilantro a video of Kobe winning a dunk contest, and then she was like, "It's Kobe. He looks different," because obviously he was wasn't it his rookie year that he won?
Yeah, I think so. It was pretty young.
Yeah, and
bro.
Then, yeah, the egg bro, and then and then she asked me, she was later she got out of the shower and she asked me, she said, did Kobe die? That's not true. And I was like, no, I didn't see anything on social media. I just automatically denied it. I said, no, he didn't die. And then later on, I started to see it, and definitely took a few days to sink in. So something like that.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I remember. I didn't hear anything about it. I was at the mall shopping with my girl. And y'all sent the messages in the group text, I think. And so I was looking it up. Dude, I was having a panic attack at the mall. It was crazy. We were in JCPenney, and I was holding all these clothes that we were looking at, and I was just with my phone too, and I was like, I gotta sit down. We gotta go to the dressing room, man. I gotta sit down. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is a childhood idol, just ripped away like that, dude. That was sick. That was. I was
yeah. I personally didn't like him as a basketball player because he was that good. So what he brought to the game was so much, and I appreciate his game. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember punching a few walls because of him.
Well, I mean, he's
0.04.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that wasn't him, but
I don't want to bring up old. Why do you want to bring up old stuff?
He probably drew up the play though.
Well, I mean, we did triple team him. That's why what's his name was open. But
D-fish.
Yeah, but I mean, I do remember talking my shit when he was around, but it's kind of like Shaq. Like now, I'm a big Shaq fan. Like I wish I appreciated him when he was playing, but it's kind of the same thing. With Kobe, he was a worthy adversary, and that's it sucks that he's gone just because I was excited to see what he was gonna do because like he had a shit ton of plans going. Like he had all these movies that I was gonna start creating. And then of course, like with his daughters were like actually doing some good shit, So it was sad. It was heartbreaking just because I was like, fuck, man. Like, even though he had retired, like he still had stuff going on. Like he was gonna like do shit. So that's why I'm like, fuck, man. Like he had plans and it like got cut short. So
yeah.
But yeah, well, I think we just wanted to like give a little
heads up to that.
Yeah.
And here's a little extra addition. Ended on a good note. I had a dentist appointment the day after he passed, and I hate dentists and doctors. I was nervous, and I wore my Kobe shirt, and I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm good. I got this.
You got that Mamba mentality.
I had that mentality. I was like, for Mamba, dude. I'm gonna sit in this chair and get drilled at. Okay, that didn't sound right.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Something behind me.
But all right, well, that's we just wanted to kind of say something about that, but I guess getting into the season, as a whole, like, yeah, man, like, I'm glad. I'm hoping that the season does kind of end and we still can find a way to get into the. Because, like, I heard right now, the rumor is that the NBA is going to end the season as it is now, and then there's just going to be a big old tournament.
What?
Yeah.
Well, so I heard that too, but that was a suggestion from a player.
Oh,
and he got a lot of people backing him up on that. They were raving about it because it was such a good idea.
Like
they said, they said everyone but the last 4 teams would make the playoffs, which is the 2 on each conference, and they'd have a kind of like a tournament, like the NCAA tournament. And when it got to, I want to say to the 16, that's when they would start the 5 game series, 7 game series, and 7 game series. So, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Spurs still make the playoffs.
That's what I was going to ask. So, do the Spurs still make the playoffs? And if so, let's do that because I'm 100% for that.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. I mean, the last 2 teams have no chance of making it to the playoffs, or so basically they're keeping all the people that mathematically had a chance to make it to the playoffs. And
I mean that's fair because you don't know what the Spurs could have done. They could have.
Nobody knows. Yeah,
I mean they could have done it. They could have went on. They could have been undefeated the rest of the season and did it. You don't know.
Yeah, well,
with Marcus.
Yeah, I believe in Santa too.
I know. I mean, dude, they have the NORAD thing. They always show Santa, so he's real too. I believe it. Yeah. Hey, yeah. I believe. I've been saying it all season long. I believe. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if DeMar wants to leave and talks all this shit. I believe that the Spurs can do it. And hell, if we do this, what if we win the championship out of this? I will be fucking Nostradamus from that shit. Sieteuno, that's going to be me.
Wow.
What?
Oh, that was good. That was convincing.
Yeah. Hey, you sold me.
Yes. I convinced everyone I win. I'm the best. No, I mean, I know. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm not being unrealistic. Like, I understand that it's gonna be like it's gonna be some shit. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I love DeJounte. I love Lonnie. I'm really excited about those two. I liked what's that kid? The one that you're always like comparing to Westbrook.
Johnson.
Keldon?
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson. Right.
I'm starting to like him too. I was starting to watch some of his highlights, and I'm like, man, this kid's actually kind of good. I mean,
Because he's tough.
Well, he was projected to go higher in the draft, right? When we got him?
Was he?
Yep.
Like, didn't he slip through?
He slipped through. Yes.
Damn. So I guess technically we got someone who could have been close to not maybe lottery. Yeah.
Top 15 at least.
Yeah.
So.
But I like him. And I like all the new guys. Like I like I'm excited about the new guys, except for probably Eubanks. I'm not a big fan of Eubanks, but supposedly he's doing good.
He's been there forever.
Yeah.
Drew the tower, bro.
Oh my god.
Look. Basically, all they needed is someone. It's what Tim turned into towards the end of his career, a garbage man. He did a lot of little stuff. People say Tim lost a step. Tim could have played 2-3 more seasons for what he was doing. He was just a rim protector, picking up the garbage, making easy baskets. That's what he was. And I believe when in that Western Conference final game when Ibaka stuffed his crap all the way to the cheap seats, he had a look on his face that just said, "I'm done," and he retired shortly after that.
Yeah, I do remember.
I gotta go look up that highlight.
Yeah,
don't look. It was painful to watch that highlight. I still look it up every once in a while.
No.
Ibaka, man, that guy actually used to get some blocks.
Yeah, before he turned into a perimeter shooter now.
Right. Pisses me off, man. He was averaging like 3 blocks a game at one point.
Yeah.
Where's he at now?
Toronto.
Oh, he won a championship, right? That's right.
Yeah, sure did.
Fuck,
Thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
So first of all,
The Claw.
wait, hold up. So we have a drinking game going on for those listening. If they can get me to talk shit about Kawhi, I have to choke.
I didn't say his name.
So hold up.
The rule is you had to chug?
Yeah, I have to chug the whole thing. So I've pre-chugged it, so fuck that motherfucker and his shit. You know, that bullshit, he got lucky with that fucking championship. It was whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. I don't count it. Whatever.
You know, I always watch that highlight when the buzzer beater where it's...
Oh, that luck shot? You talking about the luck shot? I remember that luck shot. You're right.
I remember watching that play happen. I was watching that game live, and as soon as he grabbed the ball, I was like, he's going to fucking make it somehow. I knew it was going to fucking happen. And then that ball fucking toyed around with the fucking rim and...
touch every part of the rim.
Yeah.
That happens whenever I'm playing basketball. If a shot bounces more than twice on the rim, I don't count it. Like
Yeah.
if it goes in,
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. I mean...
Those are the essay rules, man.
It's like hitting a bank shot and your number's not 21. If your number's not 21, you can't hit a bank shot.
Wow. Well, look. Okay, I'm not speaking from a fan perspective. I mean, God knows I hate Kawhi for what he did to the Spurs now. I was very much pro Kawhi. I said, look, he left. You know, maybe it was our fault. Maybe, yes, I was first to say it. But after seeing him sign with LA, I was like, that was a bitch move. So it is what it is.
Support. Well, first of all,
he is an up and coming. He is an up and coming star.
He's
whether you want to admit it or not. Whether you want to admit it or not, the guy's got game.
I've seen better.
He's like a robot. He's tearing. Of course.
There has been better. You know what? I have seen. You know who's better than him? It's this guy. His name was what was his name? Rasho Nesterovic. I think you know him. That guy's way better than Kawhi.
I used to compare him to you. So you're saying you're better than him?
Oh yeah, I'm better. I'm way better than Kawhi. I could be Kawhi. I could post him up and screw everything up. I'm badass. I can beat him. Quiet
I had
shit.
a,
You must be from San Antonio.
I had a dream one time that I played on Hawaii. It was embarrassing.
Wait, what?
I had a dream that I played Hawaii 1-on-1 and it was embarrassing.
He killed you in it?
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess
Well, I mean, it's okay because half the time in your dreams, you can't do shit right anyway.
that's true.
You ever tried, like, driving in your dream and you're like, ugh, fucking dumb.
Dude, I have the weirdest. First of all, going off subject, I have the weirdest dreams, man. And I always have like it's like the most insane stuff, and then I always wake up pissed off. Like Biggie's been like the subject of something. Like I had one dream, like we're on the run, and like we're trying to like get my my truck loaded because like we were trying to escape, and like I was trying to tell Biggie, I was like, hey, get the guns in my truck right now. We gotta go. And like you were like you were just taking your time, and you're like being like, we're not gonna do anything. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be a big deal. And then like people started chasing us, and then like I was like looking back at you. I was like, I just fucking told you, Biggie. Like we needed to go. And then like I woke up and I was like pissed off. Like I was like, and I texted him that morning. I was like, dude, I woke up insanely pissed off at you because my dream.
I took too long.
Yeah, you're taking too long in my damn dream, and I'm trying to do something. I don't know, man. I have like really, really, really intricate dreams. Like it's insane.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, I know a number to some good counseling, bro. Seem to be laughing on your own a lot.
Whatever, man.
I'm here for you.
I hear you, homie. No, but going back to the Spurs, man. Like I don't know. Like what are y'all's predictions of the offseason? Like, do y'all think we're gonna keep a lot of our players, or do you think they're all gonna start heading out?
DeMar's gone.
Yeah, I think DeMar will leave.
But it's like a peaceful thing. We were very cordial, us and DeMar. You know?
Yeah, I think
he knew he got traded. He knew he was probably just going to be here for like 2 years, and he was going to be our go-to guy. But I think it's kind of been unspoken but known that he's probably going to go somewhere that he's just more comfortable.
Right. Well, so here's the situation with him is he has an opt-in year next year for $28 million. And the what could happen is if he decides to leave, I mean, he's going to really have to do a soul search and be like, I can make $28 million one more year. Anywhere I go, I'm not going to get that kind of money. So there's a possibility that he could opt in. But I'm pretty sure that they're saying that he could want a new deal with us because he still wants to play with Lonnie. That was an article that I read earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he's tight with Lonnie.
He said he would still like to play with Lonnie because he says he's an exciting up and coming player.
Dude, Lonnie's. I mean,
He's
legit.
He brings
Let
the
the boy
energy.
off the chain.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He well, hold on.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
bad.
no. I mean, we talked about it last time. Like, and you know, like last time I listened to it, and I was like thinking about it. Like, I didn't actually say what I was trying to think of. Because, you know, like, I agree, like, I understand what you're talking about, like, wanting to, like, let Lonnie loose and let him play, but what I was trying to get at is, you know, I feel like Pop is trying to, like, coach him up. And, like, I feel like if Pop lets him go and just, like, lets him do whatever, it's going to hurt him because he's not learning, I feel like doing that is he's not learning, like, the right way to play. He's just thinking, like, oh, well, I'm just garbage time or whatever, and he's just letting me do whatever. Like, I feel like Pop is, like, he's strict on him, and he yells at, like, I mean, Pop's a good coach. Like, I come from the camp that Pop's a good coach, and that, you know, he's trying to coach these players up. That's why he's so hard on Lonnie. That's why he's so hard on DeJounte. That's why he was so hard on the bitch. But, of course, some people can't handle it like the bitch can't. Right. And, you know, it happens. And I'm going to chug my beer because I started talking shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Obsessed with against Kawhi. So, here's my take on that, okay? Lonnie he's a beast waiting to be unleashed. Pop is doing his Pop thing. What I foresee happening is the same situation that happened to Kawhi, because Kawhi complained about not being unleashed, about containing him. Lonnie already had to look like, man, he already benched me. I'm frustrated. I want to play more. And I could see the same situation happening. Just remember, he's still in his rookie deal. So when it comes time to extension, don't be surprised if he says, hey, I'm going to test the market. I can see that happening.
But see, I disagree with that because, dude, we took a chance on him. We took a big chance on him because he dropped to us because he had a torn ligament. What was it, an MCL or meniscus?
Did we not take a big chance on Kawhi? We gave up a Spur fan favorite to bring him down. We molded him and made him into the player that he is today. Because I'm not saying we did everything, but we molded him into the player he is today. And what did he do? Peace. I'm out.
Yeah, but
just saying.
Just saying. But Kawhi's a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Lonnie needs to get 30 minutes a game, and he needs to have not necessarily the ultimate green light, but the go-ahead, like the acknowledgement that Pop is going to say or let him do what he thinks is right. Because as a coach, if Lonnie fucks up, it's Pop's job to be and call timeout and chew his ass out. That's how he's going to learn. Come into the fire.
Right. And the thing I see with that is not all players are Tim Duncan, Manu, and Tony. They don't like public criticism. They don't like being chewed out, and that could be another reason why. I mean, I'm pretty sure he chewed out Kawhi, and Kawhi was like, "Oh, I don't like this, Uncle Dennis. Can we try something else?"
That's why it goes back to him being a bitch, though. That's just him being a bitch.
Okay, but who's to say? I mean, why is Lonnie so different? I mean, maybe he's got an uncle too that's gonna guide him in a different direction.
Because I believe in Lonnie. I don't believe in Kawhi anymore.
I don't think loyalty exists for the players anymore.
I feel like DeJounte's.
I think loyalty is not existing in the NBA anymore.
Well, but
sad. That's why when I see those memes where Shaq says he could dominate the league, I'm like, yeah, bro. If he played in his prime today, it's over.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, but dude, that's just like because there's no like big men like him anymore. That's the problem.
Can you imagine if Zion like 7'2"?
Oh, dude, that would be insane.
I have different views on Zion. I think he's going to be a bust in the next few years.
Really?
I'm calling it.
Blow his load early?
Yep.
He does have like a freakish just build, man. Like something could go wrong drastically.
Oh shit! With Duke, he's with Duke, right?
He was with Duke.
Yeah, well, shit. When he was playing with them, didn't he get the flat tire? His shoe broke on him or whatever.
Yeah. The shoe split in half.
Yeah.
Ripped right through.
Yep. I mean, it was probably those baller brand shoes.
Oh, dude.
It was Under Armour.
Was it Under Armour shit?
Under Armour shoes.
You know who's like really into that shit is fucking Jay Rilla. Jay Rilla is like really into fucking Lamar Ball and like that whole like he was like watching periodically the Facebook because you know how they had like this Facebook thing about that family.
Show?
Yeah, the show.
Yeah.
Like he was.
What's it called? 3-ball or what?
Yeah, Baller Life or some bullshit. Something like that. I don't know.
I remember.
But yeah, he was like full on to that. Like he was like, dude, you know what? You should watch it. It's actually pretty good. And I'm like, I don't really like Lamar Ball. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I like the Suns. I like the Suns. I'm just not a fan of the dad.
He's terrible.
Dude, oh my god! Every time he talks, it pisses me off.
It's like just shut. Yeah. Dude, he's like really Suns. A lot of people don't like them because of him.
Right, and that's why I don't want to, I don't want to dislike the kids because of their dad. I mean, I get I'm all for building your sons up to be something great, but oh my gosh, he's horrible.
Have you seen the show? Just watch the show and maybe you'll have a different perspective.
What, you watched it?
I didn't hear one word he said.
Are you watching that show, Falcon?
I watched like 4 episodes.
Was it good?
More than I would have.
All right.
I couldn't. I don't know, man. Like that's just.
Couldn't do it either.
Oh man, like I don't know. Like I guess like I just get like if I don't like somebody on a show like that, I'm just like I'm not gonna watch this anymore. Like I was watching I was watching the Pandemic show on Netflix. Right. There's like a documentary about pandemics. And like the first episode was real good. Like it was like, I mean, of course I'm a nerd and all that shit, so I really like watching that stuff. But then the second episode, like the beginning part of it started talking about it was this mom and like she was like, well, it's my kid's body and I don't want them to have anything injected in them that's not good. And I'm like, hold up. And then like I started watching a little bit longer and it was like an anti-vaxxer mom. And I was like, all right, I'm done. And I like shut it off. And this was like before like the corona shit started coming up. So I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to know this information. But
you didn't just go to the next episode?
No.
Did they change them?
No, well, because then I found out like there's like because after the corona stuff started happening, I went back to go watch it, and that mom was in there. Like she was like involved in like political shit, and I was like, oh fuck this. Like I'm like,
oh wow.
I'm like really
Once he's done, he's done.
Oh
he's
yeah.
done.
I'm like, oh, I'm out of this. I don't deal with that shit. But yeah, man, like I don't know. Like I guess I'll try to watch the Baller Show once just to see how it is. I don't know.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
Good luck.
If Falcon tells me it's okay, then I might watch it just a hair.
It's reality TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't get into that. I've tried. I remember watching a few episodes of like Real World and Big Brother, but I don't know.
In high school, I was like really into that. Like I would watch that like religiously, but yeah, after a while, I was like, huh.
Yeah, I think the only one I ever watched like not even a lot of, but a handful of was do you remember the one that had like Flava Flav in it?
Oh, Real Love.
Was that it? Yeah,
oh, right.
I think I remember watching that one every now and then.
Bridget Nielsen and
yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah,
what was her name?
Yeah.
The one that spit on the girl. You don't remember that? It was that. It was like a GIF. Like that was like something like it was Tiffany something. Like it was like a white girl and this black girl, and like they were fighting over him, and like the white girl.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different show. It's called Flavor of Love.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Flavor of Love.
Yeah. No, they were on another show called The Surreal Life.
Oh,
and
really?
that had Flavor Flav and Bridget Nielsen and China.
Oh, that's the one I watched.
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Surreal Life.
Yeah. It was on VH1.
VH1, yes, yeah. Before they were bought out by MTV.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't. You see, I knew it was one of those. Shit.
Yeah.
But,
God, that was weird. That's
anyway,
a weird time.
Off the subject of sports, I'm trying to get back on sports.
I know we always stray.
That's how this goes. I mean,
okay.
We're
so that going back to the playoffs, that tournament thing is one thing, but I mean they could just kind of end the season where it is and go based off of that.
I don't like that.
So and if that's the case, well, sadly we miss our mark.
Yes.
With that tournament, what 2 teams weren't going to make it? I mean, the bottom 2 weren't going to make it?
Yeah,
the
bottom 2.
Bottom 2 in the West and the bottom 2 in the East.
But the bottom 2 in the West right now are like, what, fucking New Orleans?
Golden State.
Yeah.
Golden State.
Dude, man, how the mighty have fallen, man. That's crazy.
Oh, hey, man. That's the soul they had to get rid of to get the Soul Stone. Was the Golden State Warriors, so the Niners can go to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, fuck. Dude.
First place team get a bye? We got 13 teams then.
Yeah?
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
Wait, 13 on each side?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the number 1 team probably gets a bye.
Yeah, the number 1 team probably get a bye.
So then it'd just be the other 12 teams. Bam.
Right.
I'm still down for that. Like that makes honestly okay. Well, never mind, because I would be talking about as a fan. Like,
Has anyone worked out?
What?
Has anyone worked out a bracket to even get an idea of who we would face?
I'm pretty sure there is one. I mean, dude, we could probably like play some. Oh, we'd probably play the number 1 team, huh? We'd probably play Kawhi.
The number 2 team.
No, Kawhi.
Who is Houston, right?
I think we could beat
No,
Houston.
actually, Houston drops.
What?
Houston's had a 13-game losing streak before this all thing happened.
Oh,
Oklahoma passed them. That's why they were talking about how Chris Paul was something still special. He's something special still because they just surpassed Houston.
That's wild.
So, I mean, is it though? Because I mean, look.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like Chris Paul, so.
I like Chris Paul too. I would have traded for him.
Oh, Biggie was big on trading. I mean, I guess you know what? Honestly, that's probably where my where I came from, because I was down. Like I was 100% down to trade Tony for Chris Paul. I was on board
Really?
for that.
Oh, I remember that. Actually, I too.
I was on board to do that.
Chris Paul was still in his prime. Tony was Chris Paul was tearing Tony up in the playoffs. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I was like down, because I was like, if they offer that trade, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like that's actually a pretty good trade.
But they weren't just gonna send Tony. They were gonna send someone else too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So they'd be 13 team. It'd be 2 versus 2 would play the Suns. 3 would play the Nuggets again. Man, we could take them. And we could take them.
You
we
think
took
so
them to
with
7
Joker?
games last year.
Jovic?
We took them to 7 games last year.
That's true.
Man, we were.
Oh, that was with our B team too.
And that was this. We pretty much had that same team, and that was their first time in the playoffs together. So they got to know each other.
Yeah, and you had DeJounte.
And we got DeJounte back. I'd be down for that.
And Lonnie's tearing it up. So you got young youth with the vets. I don't know.
We just need a bench Forbes.
Oh, I'm 100% down to bench Forbes. 100%.
Cut some minutes in half. Well, we need to completely take out Marco's minutes.
Yeah.
Marco Bellinelli?
Yeah.
He's a defensive liability, so
he just looks like a rec player.
And sometimes he's an
out
offensive liability too. Sometimes.
Well, but I mean, when he's on, he's on. I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah,
but it's become really streaky.
Yeah, he has been streaky, just like Forbes. I'm all for getting rid of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've always talked shit about Forbes, but like after kind of learning about him, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not. I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt or whatever. But
yeah, but you know, I was a big fan. I liked Forbes because I thought he was going to be an up and coming guy that was going to help us at the 2. I kind of compared him to Danny Green. You know, who knows if he had a good game in a playoff series. Maybe that give him the confidence to be the next 3-point threat, but he disappears too much.
Well,
and
dude,
he takes shots that are low percentage.
So you can tell he still gets in his own head sometimes.
Oh, he gets into his head a lot.
He does.
Like they'll call the timeout and they'll put the camera on him and he'll be like shaking his head and like talking to himself and you're like, come on, man. Yeah.
His thing is a mental thing. He's got the talent. He's just a mental liability.
No, I mean, I like how you compared him to Danny Green because I feel like he's a discount on Danny Green. Like, I think.
Well, actually, you know who's a better comparison now? Remember Gary Neal? Gary Neal was on and he was off, and when Gary Neal disappeared, They kept Danny Green instead. Remember the next season?
Yeah.
So,
the rapist.
The rapist.
What?
Wow.
You didn't hear that?
What'd you hear?
Gary Neal had like
you're talking about Gary Neal? I'm talking about fucking Danny, dude.
No, Danny.
Gary Neal, he had that thing with his old college. Like he had some, like he tried to mess around with some girl or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was like a legal thing.
Apparently he was gonna go pretty high in the draft because he was a standout shooter. Ended up none of the NBA teams wanted to take a chance on him, and he went overseas to go play pro ball over there. And guess who brought him back?
Mm-hmm.
Bob has a nose for that for these overseas players.
Fucking crazy.
That's why I'm excited for
I'm gonna look up his stats, man. I forgot about Gary Neal.
I like Gary Neal a lot. No, but that's why I'm excited about Luka, because Luka does look actually pretty good. Shamanic or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, he's a little young though.
But he's still got a possibility. I think
got an interesting offense game.
Yeah, no, I
what?
like. We're all waiting for someone to talk. No, I mean he does like. I mean when I see him play for the Austin Spurs, he looks good. Like there. I mean he looks like he's decent. I mean the 1-2 times that he played for the Spurs, I was like, okay, you gotta do something. You gotta shine here, and he wasn't. But I don't know. Like I'm interested in him, so I want to see what happens with him.
What about?
Well, I think we're just hoping because we saw what?
Oh no, I didn't even know you were talking.
I think we're a little bit on a delay.
Oh
no, the audio got delayed big time. So I'll let Biggie go first.
Okay. No, I mean I guess we were so high on Manu. You know, we saw kind of glimpse of him in his highlights during the draft. And we're like, oh man, this is the next up and coming guy. But then when they threw him into with the big Wolves, he wasn't as fearless as Manu was.
That's true. I can hear you on that.
I think once he becomes fearless, we'll see a different side of him.
What was I gonna say?
It's hard to find those people that like are fearless.
Whatever happened to Metu?
He's there. So,
he's there.
Yeah,
but
he's taking up a spot.
Splinters.
I mean, dude, he's
he got some splinters in his ass.
He's good, but like, dude, I think the problem is like Pop's trying to find like a big man, and he's just not like him.
A banger.
Yeah, like. Fucking not even LaMarcus is a banger, man. That sucks.
I hate LaMarcus.
Should have kept Aaron Baines.
Right?
But, I mean, I like Baines, but he's too fucking short, man.
Baines went off for 30-something points.
Who?
Did he really?
Yeah, for things with Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're talking about the other guy. What's his name? The big Frankenstein-looking guy. What's his name?
Who?
He plays for Dallas.
Porzingis?
He used to play for us too. No, he used to play for us too.
Oh,
Boban. That scored 30 points the other night. That night.
Baines went off too. He was like shooting lights out from 3-pointer.
Oh, Baines is with the Celtics, right?
I thought he was with the Celtics.
Yeah.
Or did they trade him?
He went with the Suns. He played for the Suns. No, they let him go on the free agency. He went to the Suns.
Dang.
That sucks.
Yeah, he got 3-17 and made 9 3-pointers.
What?
Because they're all perimeter shooters now.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, they all want to be. They're trying to get they want to catch up with the times. Ever since what's AD? What's his name? Anthony Davis started shooting threes. Now Carl Anthony Towns is shooting threes, and I'm just waiting for Embiid to start shooting threes.
He puts something up every now and then. He's just got to have mad space.
Did you? There was a meme. There there was a meme that came out. It said it was about the coronavirus, and it was like the way like they're like defining social distancing, and it's like social distancing is the way you play defense on Ben Simmons when he's out on the perimeter. And like they had like different memes of like people playing defense, and they're like all in like the paint. I was like, I was like, that makes sense now. That's how you're supposed to do social distancing.
Dude, I don't get it, man. If professional basketball was my job, I would learn how to shoot every kind of shot. Like,
no shit, right? Like, I mean, like I don't understand how some of these players cannot hit free throws. Like,
right?
even Shaq, as much as I love Shaq, I don't understand how he cannot hit free throws. I fucking can hit free throws now. And I fucking sucked when I first started shooting and I couldn't hit free throws. Like I couldn't shoot at all. Now I can at least, I'm decent at shooting free throws.
Probably because that's
Yeah.
Really, dude? Really? Really? I am good. Let's play. Let's play, motherfucker.
Okay, Rasho.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I would, but the coronavirus.
What was that?
That's how Falcon shoots his free throws.
Oh, yeah?
It's the new way.
That's cool. Man,
It's half fucking the granny shot.
I like that. All right, look. Sad talk, but real talk. If the playoffs happen and the Spurs aren't in it, I'm going to have to say, man, I see LA taking it. Lakers, not
Which
not
one?
Clippers.
Oh,
I'll support LeBron in that situation if that happens. As much as I talk shit about LeBron, I'll support the Lakers.
And I wouldn't mind. I mean, if the Bucks ended up, just don't see them happening over LeBron and AD in the fucking final.
Yeah, I could watch that. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing.
and anyone but Houston, please.
Oh God, right? Yeah.
I don't want to use.
I can't stand Houston.
Maybe Oklahoma. I could survive with Oklahoma.
You want Chris Paul to finally get that ring?
Yeah, I don't think Chris Paul can hold that load anymore.
That's what she said. No.
Oh.
No, I mean, dude, you know who I desperately want the Spurs to make a move for is fucking Steve Adams. Like,
I wouldn't mind that.
I want the Spurs.
Well, that.
No, what are you saying?
Go ahead.
No,
that's a Popovich player right there.
Exactly, dude.
That's
like,
exactly who you want.
I feel like he would be like a badass. Like, dude, we could put him in the post, and he would thrive with the Spurs. Thrive.
Yeah, his IQ is like off the charts, dude. He's a smart guy, smart player, and it shows.
I concur.
And we have Patty Mills. He's an Aussie. They'll both like. I mean, dude, what more can you ask for? That would be perfect if he would just come to the Spurs. But of course, knowing the Spurs will probably get him when he's like 40 something and he's at the end of his career, and we have to deal with him at that point.
Makes me forget we had fucking T-Mac on the team.
Hey, T-Mac was only brought in to imitate LeBron. That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was during
Man.
practice. That's all it was.
That's nice though. On his old ass.
If he could you imagine if he had? Because that was the year we lost, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
And then he retired.
Yeah,
I feel bad that we didn't get him a ring.
We should have got him one
we
more
were
year.
there. We were there. I don't know why Tim's on the bench. Just saying.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, but I guess it makes sense just because who was on the court at the time? It was LeBron, it's probably Steve Miller,
Ray
Allen,
Wade.
Wade. then
and Bosch.
Was Bosch out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one that got the rebound.
Oh, yeah. Well, then who do we have out there? We had.
Yeah, why you gotta bring up old stuff, man?
Oh, hey, man, I like to relive the. Oh, Cerberus. Fucking hurt. I don't know, man. Like, well, at least we won the second year. I mean, we came back.
Oh, we murdered them the next season.
Oh yeah, that was an embarrassing
4-1, and they decided just to give LeBron a game. So
yeah,
we'll give you a game. So
that was in Miami too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was the whole cramp game where they had to carry LeBron off because the AC went out.
Oh yeah.
I was like, really.
Yeah, I
Have
agree.
It's like, man, you never grew up playing in a hot gym.
The Spurs never won the championship at home.
They won the last championship in 2014 at home.
That was at home. Yeah, it was. Okay, I had a hard time picturing it.
Yeah, because they had they still had the format 2-3-2. So we won one in Miami, lost the second, and then won the next three.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man.
we won 4-1. Yeah.
I was gonna say if we won all those 5 and didn't have one at home, that would have been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one in front of the home crowd.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But yeah, well,
Also, Denver could win.
Denver could win. I want Joker to be a Spur too. I want like all the big men to be the Spur.
Hey, Joker. Let me tell you, Joker is a perfect Popovich player. He's foreign. He's a big man, and he does all the dirty work. He'll fit perfectly in San Antonio.
Dude, I mean, just for me, like, cause like I like my game style is as a big man. Like that's how I play. So I like. Oh my god, whatever. Fucking.
Did I say anything? I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, fucker. No, but I mean, like when I play, like I play as a big man. Like that's how I idolize Shaq and Tim. So like I usually go with what they do, you know. And Dirk. Sometimes
Wow.
I do the fadeaway, like Dirk.
Wow.
You see, I don't think I would mind LaMarcus doing a fadeaway, brought up that knee,
Yeah.
and actually made half fucking fadeaways.
If they were automatic, I would be okay with them. They're not automatic.
He should call fucking the off season and fucking beg his ass for training.
Oh my god! You know he's not gonna do that shit. I don't
No,
know.
he's lazy.
I agree.
Well, he's got one more season with us, and he's leaving after next season.
Going back to Portland.
Yeah, he already confirmed that he wouldn't mind playing with Damian Lillard again.
Yeah. Nah.
It's whatever.
It's a rebuilding year for us. It's rebuilding for us. I don't care anymore. I'm down to let it rebuild.
I mean, hey, but it'd be pretty exciting if Metu and our turned in that running gun offense with that starting 5, but then we're gonna turn into a Mike D'Antoni offense.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah! That's really neat.
a hard change.
it is a hard change because then we're not defense first, offense second. We're offense first, offense second.
I don't like it. Get it off, man. No.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I mean, we don't have no size. None of these guys have size. They're all skinny, running gun. They're all fast. That's what we turn into, unless we decide to keep Pirtle. But
I like Porto.
I like Pirtle too. I mean, he was playing better. He was outplaying Paul Gasol. So for the longest time, I wanted Paul Gasol. He could barely get up and down the court.
Who, Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of getting players past their prime, fuck, there was one.
Yeah. There was one. Yeah.
And then we signed him to like this long ass deal. Oh my god! I was like, why did we sign him for such a long deal? Oh, that
3-year deal at 16 mil. I was like, what? What did that didn't make no? That was very unspurs like. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. I was like, well, hold up. Why are we doing this? This makes zero sense.
You know who the Spurs had a weird relationship with that I still don't. It's like weird just in general. Is Steven Jackson.
Yeah,
like he was like
so tired. I'm so tired of hearing that guy. He talks so much mess, but then he gets all over Tim's nuts. I'm like, let it go.
Yeah.
Fuck Steven
Weird.
Jackson.
It is weird. You're right.
I was just so happy when we traded RJ for him.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Richard
was
Jefferson
too.
was pissing me off, dude. I was like, thank God, man, Action Jackson.
Richard Jefferson's got a big mouth and does not know what he's talking about.
He's stupid. I don't even listen to his ass.
He's just stupid. Yeah, he was calling around this. He was saying on some show that Tim Duncan was a mediocre player. He wasn't great. He just had a great supporting cast. I was like, man, he brought that supporting cast, and he was great.
Well,
So-
you know what? I saw that interview, and was he being serious, or was he just talking? Like, was he just talking shit because he knows?
I think he was trying to piss off someone. So
I don't know, man. Like that, like when he was saying, because like I heard it, and when he was saying it, I was like, okay, like because like the headline, it was like Richard Jefferson's talking shit about Tim Duncan, and then like when I listened to it, it kind of sounded like he was just like, just trying to be silly, like that's how it kind of sounded like to me. But at the same time, I do know that he talks shit about Pop and like the Spurs in general. So I don't know, like.
well, I don't like to listen to what Steven Jackson had to say, but I kind of believe what he says about Tony, Manu, and Tim being the Godfathers, where they would only whatever they said went. I mean, I kind of believe that because they were the enforcers, they were the chosen ones by Pop. So,
Well, I mean, those are your leaders. I mean, for the most part, they
were
captains. So, like,
Is leadership really a monarchy?
in Pop system, yeah. This ain't a democracy, motherfucker.
It is, and that's why maybe the Spurs lack leadership now. That's why Tim was hired on as a coaching staff.
That's
Ooh, we just pounded the rock, boy.
Yeah.
No
He said,
shit.
man, who needs pounding the rock, man? We got us.
Right?
Man, we fucking you read Pounding the Rock too? I mean,
Yes, I do. Yeah, thanks.
I edited it out.
Yeah.
I edited it out. You know I do. But what's it called? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I guess
Pounding the rock. I'm gonna tell you something about pounding the rock. Pounding the rock gives you false hopes because they always give you what if the Spurs did this, and you get all excited, and when the trade deadline comes, nothing happens.
That's true.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't
hope.
like. I don't like pounding the rock for that reason.
I think this year they've been a little more critical on the Spurs though. They've been I feel. I guess for me, just because like I defend the Spurs no matter what, so I'm like, a lot of it sounded like some shit talking. But I don't know. I feel like this season they've been a little more critical. They've been a little more fair about what they say about the games and whatnot.
I think Pop's just having a really hard time this season. A lot of young players, a lot of them not responding to him that the way other players did. So, he always appreciates how Tim Duncan let him coach him. It's hard with these young players because it's like I said, man. Some of them don't like to be criticized in public. They don't like to be what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined in public because of a bad move that he did. So
I mean, but
that's how I see it. I'm just saying. I could be wrong.
No, I mean, I think you're right. Like, I agree that, some of these players probably don't like it. But at the same time, I kind of feel like they need to get over it because, I mean, of course, I'm coming at it from, like, a coach's point of view. Like, like, they're not yelling at you because they think you suck and that you're a horrible player. They want you to get better. And, they're criticizing everything you do, not because they hate you, but because they want you to improve and to grow as a basketball player. Because I mean, even like DeMar the other day, like I was reading something that DeMar had said. DeMar like always talks about how Pop is like the first to say like fuck sports, like what's going on with your life, and like I feel like
Right.
Pop's point of view is not like, hey, you're sucking it up. Like it's like I'm trying to help you improve. Like not just in basketball, but in life, you need to be a better player. And like I feel like players need to see that and understand that. And I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like if you can't take the coaching, then you're not really that great of a player because you can't take the coaching.
Okay, and I agree with that, but all these players are coming. There's a handful of coaches that are disciplinarians in college. Okay, all these players are coming out of college, and they're being jocked. They're being built up to be the superstars, and wait till you make it to the NBA. And when they get to the NBA and they play for a coach like Pop, it's like, who the hell you think you talking to? And some players are not used to that, and that's what I'm saying. Those are the kind of see. It was different when Tim was there because like, oh wait a minute, Tim's a superstar. You know what? He's doing it. I'll fall in line. You ain't got that kind of superstar on the Spurs team. DeMar DeRozan is already in his prime, if not past his prime, coming to San Antonio and being talked to like that. I mean, you see the look on his face like, I don't need this shit. That's just the way it is. I mean, that's how I see it. I could be wrong. That's how I see it, though.
Well, then these players are soft.
Well, hey,
That's true.
It's a soft league. It's a soft league.
It's the
Remember,
80s.
You can't touch these players. You can't touch these players without getting a foul. I mean, the slightest touch on a hand's not part of the ball anymore. Remember the old rules.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it's frustrating for me just because, like, I am so used to, like, I did come from a generation where, like, you pounded in the paint, you had, like, these badass post players. Like, if you drove it in, like, sometimes you got knocked on the ass because you're,
Whoa, Twilight Zone.
Hold up.
Whoa. No. Whoa.
Did you plug in your... Oh, I can hear you better now.
How is it?
That's better.
Oh, hey, what'd you do?
You switched to your iPad, right?
No, it's a Samsung pad. It works. It works, man.
Yeah, that iPad.
With your Apple.
That Apple, huh?
With your Apple earphones.
No, these are Samsung also.
Are you
Yeah.
sure? Like, it sounds so
I
clear.
didn't know Samsung came in white.
It
Made
sounds,
in America.
It sounds so clear, man. Like, it sounds like it's
Wait,
an Apple
what?
product.
Wait, I can't hear you. Hello?
Fuck you.
I like how I'm,
Fuck
I like how I'm still trying to use my mouse pad to scroll on it.
Now I can hear you. We can hear
There
you
you
fucking
are.
clearly.
Damn, that
I
thing
know.
is full.
So that means we gotta talk to.
No, it's just the ice.
No, we gotta get him to talk about Apple products. Because if he does, he has to chug it all.
I mean, he kind of just mentioned one.
That's true. You guys-
I've tried them. I've tried the iPhone. Never again. That's all I can say.
Oh, but you tried the iPad and the iPad works, so I guess that's cool.
It's I got this from the flea market. I don't know.
Don't bark. I'm gonna go get some beer.
You got.
For all I know, and it's from made in Mexico.
I'm gonna get some beer. I'll be right back.
Hey, then it's made from our native land.
Hecho en Mexico.
Hecho en Mexico. There you go. So what do y'all? I mean, what do y'all think about what I'm talking about? You know, with these players are coming into the NBA now. I mean, that's how I see it. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you can tell a lot of them they're not about that, and it's just these generations, man. They don't like when people get in their face. They can't take it.
They don't. You can tell by the body language now. It's like they don't. It looks like they're not happy. Like
they
DeMar
start
looks
slumping.
like he's not happy yet. Yes, DeMar's
No.
not happy here in San Antonio. You can tell. I read the body language.
They're all about players' rights now.
Yeah.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't know when this will all end. I mean, I don't know if Becky's going to be our next head coach. I don't know, but I don't think I can only see Pop coming in for the next 2 years. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I see that too.
I love Pop, man, but I still feel like that's like really extensive. I'm kind of ready. I'm kind of ready to cut ties in like a very respectful way.
Oh, I'm
Start
not.
over.
I'm not ready yet.
But hey, it's been 20 years, bro. It's a new generation. It calls for a new coach.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's broke.
It's broke.
It's broke.
It's broke.
Nah, man, it still runs. It still runs. Just
Grab your hammer.
You
Grab
just
your
gotta change
nails.
the oil a little bit. It'll run. Don't worry
man,
about
you left your muffler on the back road over there.
Nah, man, just change the oil. Put a new air filter, man. It'll work fine.
It's corroded.
Nothing's wrong with it, man. It'll work. Fuck it, it'll work.
I think Becky could take it.
Oh, I'd be down. If it was Becky, I'd be down.
Oh, now you're down. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I have a theory on Becky too. I think Becky's a good coach, but I have a different theory on what could happen. You know, if Becky were to take over.
And
You got a lot of screens. Triangle offense.
No, I think it's a little different. I know of Biggie's theory, but I disagree with it because I feel like
We don't know his theory, though. We don't know his theory.
Yeah.
Give him a chance, Siete.
Come on, Sieteuno. Let me dish out my theory on
dish
Becky.
your theory. Dish your theory.
And then you can rebuttal.
I'll rebuttal.
Yes. Okay. So my theory with Becky is, I think Becky, I mean, every nationality, every race, every country has that one top player coach that comes out, and from the gender, I think it's Becky. I really do. But as she comes into an NBA to coach an NBA team, I don't feel like players are going to respond to her the way they should. They're going to see, oh, it's a woman. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, in other players' minds, they're going to like, oh, who does she think she is for telling me how to play this game? And they have that mentality coming in. I mean, who's to say? I mean, a lot of them are they treat women as objects, and they're gonna be like coming in here like this, saying, wow, I don't have to take this from you, and she can lose a lot of players that way, just because she is a woman, which is sad to say. But that's how I see it.
I'm
not saying all players. Yeah.
Comes down again to this generation of players. It's just like lack of respect. They don't want to get yelled at. They don't want to get told what to do in front of a national audience. And then it's just another thing. Like you said, they treat them like objects, women. And so, like, I don't want to get yelled at by a woman on national television. Exactly.
Exactly.
I think I'd be willing to take that risk.
That could. Well, it's gonna happen somewhere. Why not San Antonio?
Well, see, and you know what? And going into my thing now. So I disagree with Biggie because I feel just kind of like the point you made earlier that that there's no loyalty anymore, and why is that? It's because it's become more of a business, and I feel that if this is becoming a business kind of mentality, then they would be okay with a woman. 'Cause, I mean, it's not like Becky Hammond's like some girl off the street. She's a proven former basketball star with the what's it? The Stars, right?
IQ.
Yeah, she was a point guard. Point guards in general have a high basketball. Yeah, they know what's going on because they have to know. So I mean,
and that's what that's what I said though. I said every gender, race, nationality, whatever you want to call it, has that one top person that's going to come out, and I believe Becky's it. But whether she gets the response that everybody should give her, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Give her 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
I think if you like maybe the older players, I think the older players will be a little more receptive because they would be like, okay, this is just a business. This is my coach. This is what I got to do to earn my money. That's what they'll do. Maybe the rookies will be a little like that, but I think the older players,
true professionals will.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these players
the
are
rookies.
Yeah, and I agree. The rookies will just kind of suck it up, but it is. I mean, that is what it is. But I think if you have, and I think she'll do a good.
The majority of our team is what?
Not anymore. Hold up. Not anymore. We have like one rookie that's playing. We still have players that are like 2 year, 3 year now. Like what is Lonnie? 2 year now? Is it the second year? DeJounte's 3.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Still considered rookies.
No, 3. No.
Our players are different though. I don't know. There's not the players that we have are not the. We don't just let anyone on the Spurs.
That is
we
true.
let people that follow suit.
We do have players that are on our page. They are on the same page as us.
Yeah. Rudy Gay.
Yeah.
That's
What did Pop have to do?
With what?
Yeah. Well, what did Pop have to do to keep LaMarcus from freaking leaving?
Oh.
Have a little chat with him.
Yeah, they had to daycare him, man. He had to say, "Hey, wait a minute, you're a big man. I'm sorry if I'm trying to change your game. Let me work towards your game," and kind of talk to him like that. That's why he's shooting all these jump shots now.
He's still getting the same numbers.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's still getting the same numbers.
True, but I mean that was his point on why he wanted to leave. And then it made Kawhi all jealous, and jealous like, oh, I'm leaving too. Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah, but Kawhi's a little.
So LaMarcus is to blame for everything.
Okay, take a drink. Take a drink.
No, Kawhi is to blame for everything. Ooh, skill shot.
Yeah, what?
Damn.
Keep it in the mouth.
That's what she said.